We're live. Yay.
Yay!
And as people can see, Sean is not here.
I'm not Sean.
You're not Sean.
Yay!
I'm not Sean. Yay. I think the timing for that
I
wasn't
know.
quite what you expected,
I'm
but
tired. That's my excuse, but I think it's also funny. So
I'm a little bit tired as well today, I have to say.
everyone's kind of out of it.
Yo, I spent a lot of time last night. This is a top-down perspective. I'm Paul. With me is John, as always, and
Yo,
Hank.
Yes.
It's weird not calling you Homer because of your screen name, but whatever. That's your real name. We'll go by it.
My name is actually Hank. That's the name I go by.
There you go. Video game podcast, all that stuff. I'm super tired because I spent a lot of time last night playing Dead by Daylight. Like,
Yeah, that
a
happens.
lot.
nice.
Like 5 or 6 hours. Which is
A lot
a
of that game.
stupid amount of time for no progression because we were in, like, a private match sort of thing. Like, match with your friends, and you don't get any progression or rank skill or skills or anything. So
It's a bummer.
we just had fun for like 6 hours. It was dope.
It was fun. I was kind of sick of that game by the end of it, but
Yeah.
it was fun.
No, we played too much. But yeah. Have you played that yet at all, John? Have you seen it?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I think I saw you streaming it once.
Yeah. Dead by Daylight is a thing. It is a weird, weird thing. Oh, I think you saw when we were playing with K-Head. Actually, K-Head's around a lot when we play that game. That, like, game summons him out of whatever
Yeah.
corner he's in at the time. He's like,
He
I'll
just
play.
appears. He's a ghost.
Yeah, he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, yeah, I'll play. He's like, okay. Sure.
I mean, he's a pretty terrifying killer. He's pretty good at it.
The
He
thing
gets into it.
the thing I found about that game for sure is that when you're playing with people you know in a Skype call or like a call of sorts, you do as the killer get this weird power trip knowing that they can hear you and that you're
Oh,
coming
God.
after them. Yeah, it gets pretty weird pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of the best part about that game.
There's not a whole hell of a lot to talk about that game. It's still a buggy, broken piece of garbage, but it's so fun with friends.
Yeah. Like, you still can't even switch out who's the killer without quitting out of the lobby and reforming it.
Yeah.
Just a bummer when you just want to keep rolling,
Yeah.
but that's workaroundable.
Yeah.
That game it was fun with people. I can't play that game by myself.
Yeah, I did try playing a little bit by myself, and I got super creeped out the first time and super irritated the next, like, 2 times I tried alone.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's weird. That's a weird game.
And if you're just queuing as like a survivor by yourself, you're just gonna, if you get killed first, you're just gonna want to quit like immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not even gonna want to stick around to see how things play out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I see the path of segues here, so I see that, Hank, you've been playing that with me, obviously, so we're just
Yes.
gonna go, what else have you been playing?
So I've been playing a lot of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Overwatch kind of
Is there?
rules.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's another game I actually kind of don't like playing by myself all that much. Like, I get a little bored.
Honestly-
but there's like always people playing it, so I can always find people. I play with people so often,
Yeah.
it's not a problem.
Yeah. I like playing that game alone, actually. I like it better than playing with people because I think people have an unreal expectation of my skill when I play with them. Because they're like, oh, you've played a lot of this game. And then it's like, yeah, that's why I don't want to play with you because I'm not as good as you think I should be by now. But whatever.
Someday
know.
I will play that game.
I don't believe it.
No, I really legitimately want to play it, but
Did you buy it?
no, not yet. Because I have to hold off until something's done, and that sucks.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
It's a fun game.
it is.
I don't love the progression as it stands right now, but I'm not a fan of loot boxes. Like, random boxes don't hold any draw to me anymore. I'm a husk of a person who bought too many magic cards, So
Yeah.
any high that can come from opening a box like that and getting a random thing, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. I get
Yeah,
no
fair
joy
enough.
out of it. So
Fair enough. I
I
still
like a
think
bunch
it's
of the
cool.
skins.
Yeah.
I have the one I wanted the most, which is the Diva scavenger skin. I play a fucking lot of Diva. Diva's my
You play arguably too much Diva,
yeah.
I will say. Yeah. Like 18 hours or something is too much for one character. But
Yeah. I can always get in there. Like in any situation, if things go bad, I can get in quickly and get myself into trouble, and then maybe get myself out of trouble. Maybe.
I think that's the right way to play that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I like to be aggressive and just have fun.
I am excited for when you do finally play it, John. I'd like to hear what you think about it, because you like Team Fortress too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated it, and I love Overwatch. So,
Okay,
and
so that's a
people
good
that like
sign.
Team Fortress like it. So, I think for the most part, either that or they're in the camp of, well, I already have Team Fortress, nah, and they don't bother trying it. But whatever. They're right. They have had Team Fortress for a while, so there you
Or
go.
they play it and still just complain that it's not Team Fortress, even though they just keep playing Overwatch. That happens too.
Or if you're smart, you complain that it's too much like Team Fortress, even though he loves both games, and I don't understand what his point is.
Just whines about the mode being called Payload.
What a douche. Anyway, talk about Rhythm Heaven, because I forgot that this existed, even though I wanted it.
So this is the new Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, which just came to 3DS and it's digital only.
Yeah.
It's
Which
You know-
annoys me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of the games. It reuses a bunch of mini games from the Wii and DS versions, the previous versions. Although I think they changed the music in all the mini games. I think it's new songs. It's just the same games being reused. My thing with Rhythm Heaven is like it's a little slow for me in the build up, particularly compared to something like WarioWare, where it's like popping off all the time. But once
Right.
you get to once you've like learned the games and you're getting to the point where you hit the remix levels, where
Yeah.
the game is like on the fly switching between all the different games, like a
Yeah.
bunch of or a set of games, then it's really good.
Oh,
And that
I'm
game
totally
has so
with you.
much. That game has so much I love its creative spark. It's like similar to WarioWare. It's just some of the games are just really funny.
Any standout songs or moments so far?
There was one song that had fucking lyrics. I was like, what the hell? It was like yeah. I don't even remember which. It was like a game where you're like on a hoverboard and you're like ducking and jumping over stuff. And they're just this one song happened to have lyrics. It was kind of jarring. Yeah, it's just cool. I really like there's a baseball one that was from the Wii version where this girl is like throwing baseballs at you, and then but she's like throwing them behind like a there's like an awning or like a curtain.
Okay.
And she's just throwing it, and then they come out the other side, and you have to hit them on the timing. And as it goes on, she gets like angrier and angrier until she like throws her hat down. And then at the end, it like reveals behind the curtain there was a monkey who was grabbing the ball every time she threw it and then throwing it to you.
Huh. All right. So what you're saying is it's Rhythm Heaven.
It's Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah. Okay. I really need to get that.
It's fun. My phone is exploding. I'm sorry.
Man, what did you do?
Wow.
It's just getting text messages.
You get text messages?
Apparently.
Loser. Anyway, I only played one game this week, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say Mighty Number 9 is the game I played.
I also played it.
Yeah, so this is the connecting bridge here. Obviously. Man, it took a while to get some opinions about that game that are solid, but I have them now. After beating the game, I know what I like and know what I dislike. But John, I'd like to hear you talk a little bit first.
All right. So I've only played it in 2 sessions, and in those 2 sessions, I've done 2 of the 8 mighty numbers
Yep.
and the intro stage, and a bunch of the challenges. My original opinion in the first session was, why are everyone complaining? Like, this is an alright game. it's fun. I was having a good time. Like once I
Okay.
learned how to like fight enemies correctly and like dash through and just got like the flow for the game, it felt really good. Replaying the intro stage,
Yeah.
knowing how many hits it took to kill an enemy and stuff like that was actually legitimate fun. I legitimate enjoyed it.
Okay. But
Then on the second playthrough,
yeah.
or on the second setup, like we did it on stream, and we did the intro. We did the fire boss, which I had already fought, which was all right, and then we did the freezing boss, the cryosphere boss.
Fucking cryo. Yeah.
That was an experience.
Pew pew pew.
Pew pew
Oh
pew.
my fucking god.
Never ending
love
pew pew
cryo.
pew.
Cryo
And
is
then
hilarious.
always the fucking point where like finally get where you can dash through them to do the damage, and then they would instantly freeze you before the dash happened, and then they would just heal.
Yeah. That was yeah, because when you get her to that point, she's like raising herself in the air and shooting like the little things at you, so you dash into the thing she shoots if you're like off your timing. It's super irritating. Yeah. I don't like that mechanic of struggling to get things off of you in a Mega Man game at all.
Yeah. I mean, it was an X1.
Yeah, but I've never liked it.
That's true. And it was only in like one boss, and it only took like 5 presses to get out. It takes a lot to get out of those situations, I've noticed.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay. Mighty Number 9, made by the dudes, or dude specifically, for that did Mega Man. That game leaves a terrible first impression, in my opinion, because I think you have a preconceived notion of what it is when you go in, and it isn't that. It is like, even though it looks similar and plays somewhat similarly, it is not Mega Man X again. It does not play like that, because it's weird getting used to shooting something until it glows and then running as fast as you can into it. That is not a normal
It's weird to play a
Mega
run
Man
and gun
thing.
where you don't actually kill anything technically.
Yeah, no, totally. Like, it's a weird mechanic to get used to at first, and it's actually, I found it super frustrating until I really like got the feel for it. It
Yeah.
took a while to get the feel for it. When I got the feel for it, I feel like some of the levels become less of a platformer and almost more like a puzzle game and how to
Yeah,
get
I
through
think
it.
that was why I liked replaying the stage, because it was just like trying to solve a puzzle and keep the full combo going.
The thing is, you go into that game thinking this is going to be a Mega Man game, and that you're like running and gunning and trying to get through it and stuff, and it's a rough time until you replay it and maybe slow down a little bit and think a little more clearly on your path through the level. I don't like the like blind it really takes going through it again to really get a good feel for it, and I don't particularly like it. I don't think any of the level designs were ever really enjoyable to me. I think some of them did some things that were cool, but I never felt like overall I wanted to replay a level, which was kind of annoying because the bosses, the first time you see them, sometimes felt almost a little bit unfair in how hard they were, unless you had their weakness, in which case they were too easy. Like, that is
It's
very
weird.
Mega
I
Man.
felt like Cryo was almost harder with her weakness, which was really odd.
Well, it's because her weakness was the one where you had to stand right beside her to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. There's specifically one, you fight this dude with, like, some swords or whatever. I'm not going to get into, like, spoiler territory. I don't know how you spoil this game, but whatever.
Is it the Proto Man / Zero of this series?
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah.
So you get his weapon, which is like a bunch of blades or whatever, right? And what his power is good against is Dinah, the electric person. And she has an attack that it kind of works the same as one of Cryo's, where like she'll throw these nodes on you to electrocute you, and you have to shake them off before she like throws electricity in them, like a taser. And it was super obnoxious to try to get them off because she could hit you with like 3 or 4 of them at a time, and it got pretty terrible. However, when you got that dude's I can't even, Brand, I guess, for Brandish is his name. When you get Bran's abilities, like his charge up is basically he just throws like you do this like spinning blades attack, and it just automatically takes all of those off of you. So like that fight actually becomes the easiest fight in the game. She throws the shit at you. You just like hold the button down for a second and just like do your little sword dance, and then you just attack the shit out of her and she dies. It's ridiculous how easy it becomes, to the point where the game feels actually linear now, because like there is this path you actually need to take to get through it efficiently, otherwise you're gonna have too much.
I mean,
of a hard
that's
time.
how Mega Man games work.
Yeah, but Mega Man games, I still think that they were built more around the idea that you could play through them with just a buster. I don't know how some parts you would even do in this game.
I mean, they clearly want you to do this game with Buster only as well, because I looked through like the achievements list, and it's like, do each stage with Buster, do the entire game with just Buster.
That just sounds like a bad time, though. Holy shit. Some of those bosses just don't feel that fair with a Buster only, but I guess that's the challenge of it for people that are crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think the thing that's hardest for me to get over is the time and money investment, and like the people behind it. I think it should have felt better than it did, even though I had a fun time.
What's this about 4-hour credits?
Yeah, so you know how like the credits go by, it's like, yeah, producer and graphic artist, blah blah blah. They put every backer name in there.
I think it was every backer name that donated $5 or more.
Yeah, but that includes even people that were anonymous. They have a line for that just says a backer or whatever, I can't remember. And
A generous donor or something.
And after about 20 minutes, we were at like almost 3,000, like number 3,000. And I was just like, Jesus, is taking long. And then somebody was saying something like, wait until we get to 5,000 because I want to see this name. I'm like, there's 5,000. They're like, dude, you can go up in number by 10,000. So I'm like, fuck this. So we skipped the credits.
Yeah, I think my money number was like 98,000 or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm actually going to look that up. Hang on a sec. But yeah, I heard like it was close to 4 hours long, which is, for some people, longer than it takes to actually beat the game. Which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
It's pretty good.
Let me look this game up on Steam here. Yeah, I guess another thing I should just bring up. The game, this is such a niche problem. The game would not like stream properly for me at a consistent frame rate in full screen or borderless full screen. It only worked properly in window. So that was weird. So if you're having that problem and you have it on Steam, I feel you, dog. I went through it as well. Game played for 8 hours. I probably actually played it for about 7. Yeah, that's weird. 4 hours of credits is a weird thing to think about.
It's skippable.
It is skippable. And thank God, because Jesus Christ. There are a lot of people back then. I guess they had to, though. Like, a lot of people, they said they were going to do it.
Yep.
They kind of had to. The way they did it, I think, could have been a little bit better, because I think it was too slow when it was scrolling. But, whatever.
They made all the names legible. They could have made them all illegible, like super tiny or something, I guess. I don't know.
I'm surprised they didn't just like put them in multiple rows or something. I mean, they must have realized how long.
Yeah, they do like two in a row.
They did 2 columns, yeah, and 2 in a row.
It's some of those names, so those usernames are long.
I guess so. But then most of them are a generous backer.
Yeah.
I'm just glad a generous backer got their due, as Dark Liger says.
My mighty number was 69,997. So I was just off of being 70,000.
Yeah,
Nice.
but you're 69,000. Even better.
That's the important thing.
The magic number.
I did
Exactly.
it. Yay for me.
Yeah, so Mighty Number 9, though, like, I don't know, man. I had more fun with it than I thought I would for sure. than maybe it even deserves. But like, I still don't know if I recommend it personally. It's a weird thing because the thing I want to recommend is 20XX, and I'm going to do it again, even though I do it every single time a Mega Man game is brought up. And like every single time, even though I sound like a goddamn broken record, a new person says, "This looks dope, I'm buying it now." So, whatever. 20XX, if you like Mega Man X games, is actually the game you probably want. Mighty Number 9 is a different thing, but I don't think it's very average. I don't think you're not going to have fun. I think you'll have fun if you get it, but like maybe look at 20XX first. Maybe.
We did play 20XX this week, me and Paul.
Yeah, there's nothing new for me to say about that. Oh, there's a new patch. They changed that game.
They changed a lot of the bosses.
You're right.
A lot of the bosses are harder than they were before.
There is something to say about that game. You're right. It's different.
Changed a bunch of stuff, but
yeah, I feel like the levels in that game are a little more randomized than they were before, or there's actually at least new layouts. The boss fights and encounters are completely changed for some of them to the point where they're unrecognizable. And yeah, it's weird. There's different boss rooms now. So like instead of just the same kind of like enclosed space, for example, the Bat boss, I can't remember his name, has just like this giant arena that he flies around now and spawns like a shitload of little dudes all the time while attacking you. I don't know. It's pretty cool. But they added some new items as well, so I've been playing through that again. That game is a lot harder now, believe it or not. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much more to say about that game. It's still real good, and it's going to be harder to beat now, but I think I can do it at some point. Maybe. Whatever. John, what have you been playing? That's all for me this week.
Okay. I played through Kirby Superstar Ultra because I was on a Kirby kick after finishing Kirby Planet Robobot.
When did you play that? I wasn't here last week. So
yeah,
probably
last week. It was last week.
Yeah, okay.
So last week I had pretty much finished Kirby Planet Robobot. I just needed to beat the True Arena. So I finished that, like, I think right after the podcast or the next day.
Okay.
So then I decided to load up Kirby Superstar Ultra because I was like, you know what, Kirby games are short enough. I could probably jam through this. And to be fair, I did beat all of Ultra in like a day because I really love Kirby Superstars. So I had most of the like confusing maze ones memorized.
Right.
And the new mini games weren't that long. I don't know. It's fun. I don't know if it's the best way to experience Kirby Superstar, but man, it's got a lot of games in it. I think it's like 15 games in it, and then there's all the mini games, which is another 5. So there's like 20 Kirby games in that one Kirby game.
Jesus Christ.
If you find Kirby Superstar Ultra, maybe give it a try.
Wow. Yeah, all right.
Seems pretty good.
I'm trying to think what else here now. Maybe that 20 might have been off by a couple, but either way, yeah, it was still a stupid amount. And then I played Mighty Number 9, and then I streamed it, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll play a bit more after the stream. But instead, a game came up on stream that I kind of just felt like playing after, so I ended up playing that instead, and that was Tomba for the PlayStation 1.
Amazing. All right. Had you ever played it before?
No. My first time playing it was on stream.
Okay.
That game is weird.
Yeah, that is a weird game, for sure.
It is a 2.5D platformer game that is also kind of an adventure game because you're running around trying to find quests and getting items and trading items to other people to unlock more quests and more items and unlock more areas. And it gets really confusing at times. And there's a bunch of quests that with solutions I would never have thought of. And I had to look up at least one of them.
Does it hold up?
I'm having fun.
Okay.
I don't remember how many quests I have left. I think I have about 102 unlocked, and there's supposed to be 130.
Okay.
So, but I've only done 3 of the 7 big bad bosses you're supposed to be fighting.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember much of this game.
It's very non-linear, but also very linear, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like you have to wander around and like find quests that'll help you move along, but you can also just kind of move along and skip quests if you want. Because like the game at one point in the game's like, all right, you need this specific item to find the gate, and the gate will lead you to the boss. So I got the item and I was like, where's the gate? I've gone everywhere like 3 times. I haven't seen the gate. I actually had to look it up. It was like, oh yeah, you don't see the gate for a long time. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Huh.
But yeah, a bit. There's 2 frustrating things about it. One is the weird like getting lost and not knowing what to do. The other is, the life system is very weird. You'll find pickups for 1-ups at certain spots. You'll earn 1-ups for either doing certain missions or getting like their score, their adventure point goals. But there's also like streaks of where you don't get any at all, and whatever you save is how many lives you have, even if you save with 0 lives. So I got stuck for a while with 0 lives and only 4 hit points.
Oh,
yeah, and it was just an annoying mess.
Yeah.
And then when I finally managed to get lives, I also found like 4 health extensions that I had missed. So I was just like, are you fucking serious?
Wow.
Now that like your health apparently can extend all the way to 16, I think.
Okay. Wow.
But 4 hit points was not enough, especially considering one of the bosses could kill you in 1 hit no matter what.
Crazy.
He did 4 points of damage with 1 hit.
Yeah.
Great. You just gotta get good, I guess.
Yeah. It asks more out of you than you expect at times, and then it's like, all right, this is a piece of cake. What are you doing?
It's like an abusive relationship.
Kind of.
Yeah. It's like, why are you making me hit you? Oh, I'm sorry. Come here. Here's health.
The worst part is there's one point where like a mission where you get to, and it's like, all right, to do this mission, there's like these little accordion like pieces of ground you can find along the way.
Uh-huh.
And the game's like, yeah, to do this mission, you need to step on every single one of them.
Okay.
I'm like, are you serious?
So tedious.
Yeah, there's a little bit of tedium in there. I was lucky. Apparently, I had just been doing it habitually because I thought there was supposed to be like, oh, maybe they're springboards. I'll try every single one.
Right.
And I had only missed 2, thank God. But yeah, I was not very impressed when stuff like that came up.
Weird. What a weird game.
It's a very weird game. I'm still enjoying it in a twisted way. I think I'm like 75% through the game, 70%. Apparently it's not long. I think how long the beat says about 9 hours. So I'll be done that, and I don't know when I'm going to try the sequel, but it got a sequel. Hopefully it's more sensible. I don't know.
Yeah, the Evil Swine
Return.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I recommend people try it out just to see how weird it is, because it's not like any platformer game you've played, really. It's just
yeah,
it's one of those you kind of need to experience for yourself kind of things.
Yeah, I should try that game again at some point. It's been years. That is an old ass game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember not liking that game when I played it back in the day. So
well,
you know,
you probably got lost, and I can't fucking blame you.
Yeah, probably. Whatever. CoolRom.com apparently gives it 4.8 out of 5.
Oh, yeah. I rate all my games off of CoolRom.com. That's my go-to source for reviews. Fuck Metacritic.
Source on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's weird that they would put CoolRom.com as a rating here when you look up Tomba. That's hilarious, actually.
It's probably because people were downloading Tomba because it's an expensive-ass game now.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Although, I believe they're both on the PSN now, I believe.
I think they have been for a bit, no?
I think so.
Because during the time when I played mostly my PS3, I think it came out and I was just like, fuck that game. Because I remembered some bad or just boring times, just like, I don't know what to do. So... Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm going to say, if anyone else tries that game, don't feel bad about needing a guide from time to time, because holy crap.
Yeah. It's one of those old games. Like, we're going to keep you confused or in the dark because that equals playtime.
Yeah, it's a game that, like, hides adventure game mechanics in it, basically.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that was all I played.
Cool. All right, let's move on to news.
All that news. All that.
And that's it
all
for
that
news.
Yeah,
post
so
E3 news.
yeah, that's about it.
E3 did all the news for us, so we got nothing to talk about.
Currently, Steam sale is going on, so get your wallets out if you're into that. Otherwise, I don't know. Don't. I don't care. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it, man. I'm just letting you know there's some deals there. Ooh,
there's
Super Hot's on
Yeah.
deal here. Oh,
There's no
20%.
waiting for better deals or anything. It's just the sales are what they are.
Yeah, I mean they started that last sale as well
Yep.
because people
People
whine,
Also-
so they
And
changed.
people were insane and like were staying up all night waiting for the good deals.
Yeah. Which I never understood because those flash deals, there was always a section that's like, here was yesterday's flash deal. Here's your next chance to buy it.
Yep.
Like, they're not going to give up
Well,
on
I mean,
money.
people waited for flash deals because like they were always better than the normal deals. So
No, but what I mean is that, like, even though if you miss a flash deal, there would be a section underneath the store that would just be like, this was yesterday's flash deal. Buy it
yeah,
now.
but they didn't like put that in until like the last 2 sales or something like that. Like for a
Yeah.
while, you missed the deal, you missed the deal,
Yeah.
or you had to like vote for the deal to come back or something like that.
The voting thing was actually the worst. Because people cannot be
Yeah.
trusted when left to their own devices. Because they think they all want Witcher 2 for cheap because that new Witcher 3 is coming out. And they fuck over everybody that wanted the other game. I can't remember what the other game was, but I remember I wanted it
It
cheaper.
scarred you enough that you at least remembered it happened by the looks of
I
it.
was pissed. But maybe I wouldn't have been pissed if I didn't already own Witcher 2. So, whatever. So, yeah. News. You can spend money.
Hooray!
Let's move on to questions. Hank, where can people write in?
At TDP podcast.
Yeah? No, you got it. On Twitter.
TDP
Close
podcast
enough.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Top Down Perspective at Gmail.
Yep.
And Top Down Perspective on Facebook.
And
And put John's P.O. Box.
yeah, thank you.
I'm
thank you.
glad that's the one he remembered. I'm glad that's the one he remembered.
The rest of
I
them
mean-
were kind of shaky, but that one.
I mean, I wrote into that one, so.
That's true, you did.
Which one was your? What was
I
your
wrote,
question?
like, what was your favorite troll? I, like, hand wrote a letter. Sent it in.
Yeah, this sounds about right. I'm remembering this now.
That would have been a while ago, I think. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was years ago.
Your favorite troll?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Sure. First question comes. Oh, I guess I should preface, and I just learned this earlier before we started. These are mostly from last week. So there's going to be a lot of E3
Oh.
things in here, probably.
Right. You guys didn't do questions last week. Sean was like, I gotta go.
Sean had to leave, and he didn't mention that was going to happen before the podcast started. So I was just like, "What?"
That's so good. That's so Sean.
It was really funny.
So, these are probably going to be a little dated, maybe, but whatever. I wasn't here last week, so this is going to be interesting. I didn't watch a lot of E3 stuff either, so here we go. James wrote in and asked, so you wanted, or says, I guess, so you wanted to know a little bit more about my friend who hates Life is Strange. Well, it turns out he didn't actually finish the game. He got to episode 3 and then stopped and just looked up the final choice and stuff because he has an addiction to TV tropes, and he will look up almost anything he plays or watches no matter how good or bad it is. I would have put finishing it I wouldn't have put finishing it past him though, because he enjoys going through bad things and complains about them. All right. He once told me I should watch more bad things to strengthen my resolve to them after I was very visibly pissed after watching a really shitty straight-to-video Casper Christmas movie on Netflix. But I guess I'm also being kind of shitty as well because I'm complaining about him behind his back. He actually is a really good person. And even though we give each other shit about things, I wouldn't trade our friendship for the world. You know what? That's a great ending there. The rest of it is hilarious though. It's just like, you need to strengthen your resolve. You need to watch more bad things After he complained about watching the Casper Christmas or something.
Poor man. You gotta
Poor
keep
life
things in
choices happened
perspective.
somewhere along the way.
That's
Some
a
poor
great
choices.
story. Man, I
See
couldn't
movies that are
imagine.
actually terrible.
Yeah.
So that you know that there are plenty of things that are just bad, but it's fun.
I couldn't have imagined getting to episode 3 in Life is Strange and be like, no, I'm just going to read the rest. Like, you're done, dude. You have 2 more. You have 2 more
it's weird.
episodes. They're like an hour and a half each. There's movies longer than the time you have left for this series. Whatever.
I just didn't like it.
To each their own. Yeah, I mean, I suppose so. I think you lose out on a lot if you just look up the end to that game, though. Especially from episode 3, because some pretty big stuff happens in 4.
Yeah.
But whatever. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Thank you. Thank you for writing in. Hank, you don't have access to this, so I guess I can't get you to read anything here. John, you got the next one?
Damn it. David writes in and says, any ongoing E3 related sale promotions that you can recommend to those trying to save money? If you are a My Nintendo member, for example, you can get some very cheap digital downloads, including Paper Mario for $2 and Box Boy for $3.
I feel like you guys should have addressed this last week, maybe, because they're
you can blame
probably...
Sean on that one, because he's like, I gotta go.
I mean, E3 related sales are probably done.
Yeah, there were some good ones, though. And there's some good ones going on right now. Apparently, I just missed getting, like, Guitar Hero Live for $40, which kind of bummed me out.
Ooh.
But I got Mirror's Edge Catalyst today for $40, so...
I picked up VLR for like 13 or something.
Nice.
Okay.
On
That's
3DS.
Virtue's Last Reward, if you don't know what game that is.
Yes.
Did they ever patch out that game-breaking bug? I forget.
I don't know. I don't know. I still haven't played 999, but I know I'm going.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I know
We're talking
Virtue's
about-
Last Reward 3 or VLR 3 or whatever. Virtue's Last Stand is coming out on Steam like real soon.
Yeah. Like,
Virtue's Last Reward is the second game, and 999 is the first game.
yeah.
Isn't it Virtue's Last Stand?
I thought it was something else.
It might be.
I thought it was like... Or maybe I'm thinking of the subtitle of the series, which
Zero.
is like the Zero series.
Yeah.
It's the
No,
Zero
I think-
Escape games.
Yeah.
It's like
I can't remember what it's called, but whatever.
whatever. There's the third one's
Time
coming out.
Dilemma?
Zero
was a
Time
time-
Dilemma.
Yeah,
Zero Time
Zero
Dilemma,
Time
that sounds right.
There's a time when it looked like maybe the third one wasn't going to get made. So it's kind of a
Yeah.
big deal in that way that that game got made.
But yo, it's real soon it's coming out. I'm just trying to look up.
I think
June
it's like
29th. Yeah. That game is out next week. So
Yeah.
A lot of stuff coming out next week. I think the new Star Ocean comes out next week, too.
New Star Ocean. Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently that Tokyo Mirage Session Fire Emblem Persona crossover game came out today, too.
Yep.
He's holding
That
it
came
up
out
in the
today.
camera.
I mean, I can do the same, too, really.
I
Nice.
can't.
Look at this! Look at this bag of game! The stage is yours. Now knock 'em dead. Thanks, thanks, box.
I got
Thanks,
collector's
back in the
edition.
box.
Oh, the collector's edition.
Oh, you went for collectors? Nice.
Yeah.
What was even in it?
I
I've
mostly
kinda got
wanted
to-
it for the CD, music CD.
Makes sense.
I
I've
also
gotten to
had
the
a
point where I'm
dumb
just
little
like,
art book.
I'm at the point where like collector's editions really don't interest me anymore.
It's mostly Atlas. I like their music, so if they come with a
Oh, that's
CD,
fair.
Yeah.
they're not. It's not that much more money, so whatever.
What was that? Mirror's Edge?
Yeah, that was my
Was
Yeah,
it?
okay. I just caught a glimpse of it before you put it down. All right. Wayward wrote in and said, if you split the podcast name between the three of you, which of you guys is top, which is down, which is perspective?
I'm probably perspective or down. I'm one of the two.
Sean is definitely top. We can agree. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
For like
This
a
checks
multitude of reasons, none of which are sexual in connotation.
Yeah, no, I think you and I would alternate between either down or perspective.
It depends on the week, for
It
sure.
depends on the mood we're in, yeah.
For sure. I don't know. we're fluid that way. Sean is definitely top, though. I mean, specifically because, for all intents and purposes, this is his podcast that we are on. So, whatever. All right. Great B-Man wrote in and said, in regards to specific game at E3, tell me, is there anything you'd be willing to wait in line for 8 hours for? No.
At E3, no. The longest I waited in line was like 2.5 hours for Batman.
I waited in line for 40 minutes for Lollipop Chainsaw, and I thought that was too much at that time. I like that game, too. Like, I like it quite a bit, but I don't like waiting in line for games.
Also, like, an E3 demo is going to be so short. It doesn't seem... Like, if you're waiting that 8 hours to, like, get a game you really wanted... and like take it home or something, but just to play a demo early.
I mean, it depends.
It was like the only time they were ever going to show it. Something like crazy like that.
Yeah.
I remember, what the
like even
hell
if
was that
Persona
game?
5, I don't know that I'd wait 8 hours to play a small demo of it.
Yeah, but especially for Persona 5. Like, you're not going to get anything out of the, like, half an hour they give you, right?
That's really true.
You're going to get nothing at all. Yeah, depending how long the demo is, I don't know. I don't like waiting in line for game demos, honestly. I like walking around and seeing, like, different booths and just hanging out with people and chatting and stuff. I don't really care about demos, but... So, no.
Yeah. Like, I could have gone to gotten a playable demo of the new Zelda game in New York Nintendo World, but like to do that you had to show up on a Saturday, and then they only allowing the first 500 people, and they scheduled you at a time to do it later that week on a different day.
Weird.
You have to show up again. It's just kind of insane.
Yeah. Weird. OnePressL2P writes in and says, what would you like to see in the new Zelda game? From what I've seen, they've already added it. So, personally...
What was that?
Just, like, jumping, open world feel. Yeah, there's a lot in that game that is looking good to me, so...
Yeah. What gets me through big games like that is dumb motion, like, mechanical stuff. So a jump button is actually fucking huge for me.
Give me the option to snowboard everywhere.
John, do you have snowboard kids?
Yes, both of them.
Can we play them?
Sure. All right, that came out of nowhere.
Snowboard Kids is dope, and I've been wanting to play for a while. But the problem is you need to have the game, and you need to have at least 2 other people to play with at some point.
Didn't that get on the Virtual Console at some point? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Well, either way, I have both cards.
I mean, of course you do. It's Snowboard Kids.
It's Atlas.
Man, that game is good. Jeez.
Today I learned that Snowboard Kids was apparently on the PlayStation 1. That's news.
I didn't know that either, actually.
Only in Japan, though, and
no.
It was a year after it came out on N64.
Wait, what? A year after?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. That just seems like bad planning.
It was the same year that Snowboard Kids 2 came out.
That seems real dumb.
Yeah, so in North America, we got Snowboard Kids 1 on March 15th, 1998. We got Snowboard Kids 2 March 2nd, 1999, so a year apart.
Mm-hmm.
And January 21st, 1999, Japan got Snowboard Kids 1.
Beautiful.
On PlayStation 1 when they originally got Snowboard Kids 1 December 12th, 1997 on the N64.
Wow.
So good job, Atlas. You did it.
That's amazing. That's really good.
Also looks like they weren't on the Virtual Console, so never mind.
All right, fair enough. I mean, and for like a new Zelda game, it just has to have like a hook shot, basically. And I'm usually okay. Hook shots are real good.
Let me hook shot anything with the snowboarding shield, and I am set for life.
Yeah, that sounds really... Yo, hook shot your pony, your horse.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Amazing, right?
Look at me jet ski!
It's so good. They're never going to do that.
No.
They're
But man,
never-
would that be great?
That'd be really good.
I kind of want to jump into Just Cause 3 now and see if I can just make that happen with a car.
You can just fly in that game though, so it doesn't even matter.
That's true. Just Cause 2, you can't, so that's where it matters.
Yeah.
Where are we on this list here?
What would you like to see in the new Zelda games? What we just answered.
Okay. So, Custom FE Fates S on Twitter. Wow, alright.
Yep.
Real talk. Do you think Project Scorpio will really be able to output games at 4K res?
Natively, no. Upscale, probably. Or is that what? No, that's what the S is currently going to be doing. It's going to upscale
Yeah.
to 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really bad business decision if it couldn't.
Yeah, considering that's the whole
Yeah.
fucking point of the Scorpio.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say yes because I want to try to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're not scumlords, but it might be like one of those things that is there, but they patch later or something. I could see that.
Or it gets
I hope
close.
not. I mean, they haven't announced any info on it yet. Just that
Yeah.
to keep an eye out for it next year. So
I mean, consoles have had a bad rep of like saying they're 1080p and then being like
Yeah.
1080i or whatever, not actually getting there.
Yeah.
yeah, Xbox is notorious for upscale because I don't think most
Yep.
games on the Xbox One ran 1080.
As Super Nerd says, I look forward to those 4K 20 FPS experiences. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
It'll do it, but it won't do it well. Or if it doesn't do it well, then there's no fucking point.
Yo,
So,
whatever. It was the same with 1080p HD when that was a new thing that was becoming a thing. It ran kind of
That
shitty.
is also true. That is
Yeah.
also true.
It looked beautiful, but man, some of those cutscenes stuttered real bad. So it'll get better. Everything gets better over time. Michael writes in and says, Zelda Breath of the Wild was the most talked about game at E3 and was crowned best of E3. What game do you think was the best?
That or Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'm really into Horizon Zero Dawn since when they first announced it. I want to see. I need to try that game at some point when it comes out.
Yeah. That and Dead Rising 4 are like the only games where I'm like, man, I wish I had gone to E3.
Oh, Dead Rising, I don't care about.
I
So,
love Dead Rising no matter what. So
I just want to play
That's fair.
Tekken 7.
mm,
I really want to play Tekken 7.
what the I want to know what the actual Resident Evil 7 is going to be.
I mean, you wouldn't have found any of that out there. I'm pretty sure it was the
That's-
same demo
yeah.
we got here.
Yeah.
But they're saying what game do you think was best, right?
That's true. Did you play the demo at all, or do you even have access to it?
No.
All right, maybe we should come over sometime.
Yeah, we'll try it out. Even though I'll be terrified. I
It
can't-
doesn't. It doesn't seem scary.
It doesn't seem scary.
No.
All right.
That-
I mean, you don't have a soul though, so that helps you.
Don't tell me that.
That helps you out a lot.
I was just scarred as a child. It just made things easier as an adult.
I'm trying to think of what else I saw that I was. Okay, even though I shouldn't be, I need to see that new David Cage game. I need to.
I know. I
need to play
I
it.
want to watch it because it's like they're fun train wrecks.
Every time he's put something out, I've gotten way too hyped, super excited, and then been so let down at the end. Like, amazingly let down. Like, thrown like a ton of bricks off a building, let down. But I need to play that fucking game. So,
My favorite thing is like his interviews that I've seen where he talks about they wanted to make sci-fi where different, like Blade Runner but different, like where you were a robot chasing other robots, completely different than Blade Runner,
yeah.
completely. Just fucking weird.
I don't
Weird.
think I could handle watching an interview of David Cage.
Oh, yo, whatever. New Call of Duty. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they're doing. I like, after playing the last two games, the Advanced Warfare or whatever, and like Blops 3, I was just like, they're just gonna make Halo for the next game, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I'm
want to
in.
play Titanfall 2. I want to play that.
Yeah, I want to try that. I think at some
Like,
point.
I don't know that I want to play it more than when they do a free open beta, but I want to play it.
When they do a free open.
I mean,
beta.
that's how I played Titanfall 1. I
Yeah.
played the free open beta, and when that was over, I was like, yeah, I've played enough of this game.
I think
played a bunch of it.
that was the problem with Titanfall 1 is a lot of people did that, and there wasn't a community to keep it going.
Yeah. It just had no progression. Like, the progression was bad.
But I mean, yeah,
Or unlocks.
Breath of the Wild is like I think we can all agree we want to try that fucking game.
Yeah.
So
I'm in favor of games just adding grappling hooks. Grappling hooks are cool.
right.
So
I'm in agreement. Let's just give every game a grappling hook.
Yeah.
Let's be the new bow.
Oh my god, please. That would be so good. If every game just had a grappling hook of some sort. And Sombrero Mustache wrote in, I think this is actually from today. If you were Inafune, how would you have handled the Mighty Number 9 controversy going on at the moment? Well, it's better than nothing.
I mean, that wasn't what he said. That was the translator who said that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
it's not
Eh,
good.
better than nothing.
Mm.
I don't know. The way you handle controversy is by not engaging in it, really. Like-
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I probably wouldn't have done that live stream they did.
I was surprised. It was basically a post-mortem, like, on the game before it came
Yeah.
out, which is so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was a big mistake, actually. That garnered more hate than it was going to garner anything else. So I don't know why they did that. That seems silly.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job of, like, making the case for their game.
No, they didn't.
There's, like, a case you could make for that game, and they didn't even bother doing that.
No.
I don't know. He's so weird, because he uses his fingers in so many goddamn games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a little too much right now.
Yep.
What is that? Recore. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one that's coming out. Him and the Metroid Prime guys. What else is there supposed to be?
I don't
'Cause
remember.
I know Intercreate's also is on Bloodstained.
Yeah.
That one looks more promising because the demo's out and people have been really liking it.
Yeah, that one makes me super nervous, and people keep saying, have you played the demo for it? But I'm like, I don't know, man. I hope it's good. I hope Bloodstained is good.
I know
After-
that
Yeah.
that
after-
Intercreates can do good games. So
After Mighty Number 9, what I'd be afraid of is releasing on all those platforms, because apparently, like, in their post-mortem, they had a big thing was their struggle, why there were so many delays, was getting it
Yeah.
running on every platform simultaneously.
because they put it on like fucking 8 platforms at once.
Yeah.
which is
That's a crazy
ludicrous.
thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
they shouldn't have promised to do that.
Because they did what? They did current gen, they did last gen aside from Wii U, or from Wii rather, 3DS, Vita, and PC. That was just asking for trouble at that point.
Yeah. It's true. The requirements for that game for like what you get too seem kind of weird for PC. But that's fine. When I looked at the requirements, I'm like, wow, really? You actually need a video card? Amazing. All right.
Weird things when you're making 2D games that are all 3D models and physics.
Video games just ruined video games, really. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
The other weird thing about that was how he kept talking like they're the only people making 2D games. That was weird.
Well, I
Yeah.
missed that part.
It like the way they were talking was like, support us and keep making 2D games. We need more 2D games. It was just weird. Like, he was acting like 2D games are a fucking rare thing.
Well,
Or else
they're probably. I wonder if he was one of the developers in Japan that just didn't pay attention to anything else going on. Because that's the thing that Nintendo's infamous for.
I mean, that's the most exciting thing to me about the new Zelda, is it looks like they went out and stole a bunch of stuff from other games. Like, they played other video games.
That's weird for Nintendo, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird. So that's what I'm actually excited. Like, if they're growing as a company, I'm in, man. It's just that they haven't been.
Rumor has it Miyamoto was shooting down a lot of the ideas, and
Yeah.
like a lot of the IPs that they've done lately that people have been really interested in, like Splatoon, have had like no Miyamoto involvement or like little.
Like, what I'm about to say might sound ludicrous, but Miyamoto is a dinosaur that I don't think should be allowed to continue having as much pull as he does creatively. I think they need new blood to keep that company alive.
Supposedly, like Breath of the Wild is like all the young people, like a new team.
I'm sure it is.
So if that game ends up turning out
different.
phenomenal, then I agree with you. Maybe Miyamoto should back off. Because like I keep hearing these rumors that he's the reason that the Paper Mario has taken the direction it's taken. I mean, he was the head of Star Fox Zero, which the control scheme kind of pissed off a lot of people. I don't know. We'll see, because he hasn't done a new IP in a while yet either, besides Pikmin, right? Wasn't he working on something else and then just nothing came out of it?
I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah, I just remember them locking him in a room, telling him to make something with the gamepad, and Star Fox is what he came up with.
I mean, yeah, what Tenmar is saying in the chat is exactly what I'm thinking, is that he needs to not have, like, creative control, and people need to tell him to shut the hell up a few times, maybe. But he needs to be there because he is the dude. He knows how to make a game, and if there's something that is glaringly bad, he should be there to be able to be like, this is how we're going to fix this. I think it's a problem with, just in general, I think how, like, Japanese people handle their, like, industries and stuff, and, like, positions in companies and stuff. Like, that, I think he's just probably given more power than maybe he even wants, to be honest. He's a pretty big name in that company, so, you know. All right, that is it, I think, for questions. That is it for questions. What are your guys' games of the week?
Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Nice.
Overwatch.
Yeah. Mighty Number... No, Overwatch. Who am I kidding?
Mighty Number Overwatch.
Actually, Mighty Number 9 wasn't bad. I'll give it to it. Honestly. I still wouldn't recommend people spend money on it if they don't, like, really want it to try it, but...
Dude, I didn't realize, it's like, what, $22 on Steam, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. It's $35 Canadian for the Xbox One and PS4 versions. That's the physical copies.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Definitely don't pay that price for Mighty Number 9.
What you should do is buy 20XX for, like, $10 or whatever it is. That game's phenomenal. I should say, before we end this, 20XX is early access, so be super careful. Like, look into it a little bit, because it's still buggy in some ways, but yeah, disclaimer, I guess. I think that's a podcast, though. We did it.
Yay!
So, thank you, everybody, for listening. I think Sean is back next week?
Probably.
I don't know where he went,
no,
honestly.
Actually, Sean is
he's coming
Calgary next week.
Oh, I have a feeling we might do an in-person thing then.
Odafest is also that weekend, so I'm not sure what my availability is going to be.
We should just do it at Odafest.
I mean, we could also just do that. That's true.
Yo, could we actually bring, like, a laptop and a camera and, like, 3 mics and just set up at a table at Odafest?
I mean, we could if you really wanted to.
I don't.
That's what I thought.
Next week might be weird, so bear with us while we figure out what's going on. But yeah, Sean will be here. I think we're doing a tabletop night. I don't know if that's going to be streamed or anything, but...
Doubt it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what our plans are, because Sean usually makes them. And guess what? He ain't here. So.
He abandoned you.
Exactly. Hank, thanks for filling in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks
for having me.
Yeah. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.